Thomas and Friends Retold. Episode 15. Toby and the Stout Gentleman. Toby the Tram Engine. Meet Toby. He's a tram engine with cow catchers, side plates, and doesn't look like a steam engine at all. He takes freight cars from farms and villages through the mountains to the main line and is cheerful to everyone he meets. He has an orange coach named Henrietta, who has seen better days. "It's not fair at all," she grumbled. Henrietta remembered she used to be full of passengers, and 9 cars would rattle behind her. Now there are only 3 or 4, because the farms and factories send their goods mostly by truck. Toby is always careful. The cars, buses, and trucks often have accidents. Toby, however, hasn't had an accident for years, but the buses are crowded and Henrietta is empty. One day, a lady, a stout gentleman, and their grandchildren stood on the platform of Lower Arlesburg when Toby arrived with Henrietta. The stout gentleman was Sir Topham Hatt of all people, but Toby didn't know this yet. "Come on, grandfather," said the children. "Do look at this engine." "That's a tram engine, Stephen," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Is it electric?" asked Bridget. That made Toby cross. "Bridget, you've offended him," said Stephen. "But trams are electric, aren't they?" she asked. "They are mostly, but this is a steam tram," said Sir Topham Hatt. "May we go in it, grandfather, please?" asked Bridget and Stephen. "Stop," said Sir Topham Hatt to the conductor, and they all scrambled into Henrietta, and Toby left the station. "Hip, hip, hooray!" sang Henrietta, but Toby didn't sing. He was still cross. "Electric indeed, electric indeed," snorted Toby. He was proud of being a steam engine. After Toby and Henrietta gave them a ride, Sir Topham Hatt asked the former, "What is your name?" "I'm Toby," he replied. "Thank you, Toby, for a lovely ride." "You're welcome, sir." Toby rang his bell and felt much better now. "This gentleman is one who knows how to speak to engines," he thought. The children came to Toby every day for 2 weeks. Sometimes they rode with the conductor, and sometimes in empty cars. On Toby's last day of operation, his driver invited the children into his cab. All were sorry when they had to go away. Toby felt very sad indeed, and Sir Topham Hatt thanked everyone. Toby rang his bell and said, "Come again soon." We will," called the children, and they all waved goodbye until Toby was out of sight, leaving. Months had passed. Toby had fewer cars and fewer passengers. One morning, Toby's controller decided to shut his line down. His driver told him that today was the last day, and the manager said that they must close tomorrow. That day, everyone wanted the chance of a last ride from Toby. At least he was happy to do that. The passengers joked and sang, but Toby and his driver wished they wouldn't. Toby and Henrietta took their very last passengers through the mountains. As fun as it was, the journey was short-lived when they arrived at the next station. "Goodbye, Toby," said the passengers. "We're sorry your line is closing down." "So am I," replied Toby, sadly. He went to his shed that evening. "Nobody wants me," thought Toby. It was over. Toby would now spend the rest of his life in his shed. It was midnight, and Toby had insomnia. There was a hole in the shed that gave him a clear view of the starry night sky. The stars were sparkling as always, but one star in particular was green, and shining brighter than the others. Toby had an idea. He closed his eyes and said to himself, "Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might, have the wish I wish tonight. I wish I had a new life." Suddenly, the green star responded. It flew down over Toby's shed and spread pixie dust all over. And with that, Toby fell asleep, filled with hope. "Wake up, Toby!" shouted his driver. It was morning, and Toby's shed doors were flung open. His driver was waving a piece of paper at him. "The mail has just arrived, and there is a letter for us from the stout gentleman. Maybe it's good news," said the driver. Toby was very happy indeed. "Thank you for making my wish come true," he thought to the sky.